Начинаем, да? Ну, начнем.
Guys, let's continue.
Так, мы продолжаем.
Switch it on. Can you hear me? Yes, you turn it off. So please switch on your headsets for translation.
По последнему клиническому случаю.
About the last clinical case that
Он
I've
немного
shown you.
сложный.
It's a little bit complex.
И смотрите, если вам нужно что-то пояснить более
If you
детально,
need to clarify something, to discuss something in details,
не стесняйтесь, задавайте
don't be
вопросы.
hesitate to ask questions.
Как мы смещаем сустав?
How
Как
we move
суставы
the condyles,
двигаются?
how the condyles are moving.
Мы все можем, Хавьер может помочь нам
You can
нарисовать
help
более
us to
детально,
draw it in details and to explain to us.
чтобы вы поняли именно биомеханику,
So we
как
will
делаются
understand
определенные
the
шины.
biomechanics of the construction of the splints
И главное то, чтобы сделать определенную шину, чтобы она
in
работала.
order to make the splint that will work.
В этом случае, который я показывал с дистракционной шиной,
I showed you with distraction splint.
мы видим траектории до.
You can see the trajectories before the treatment.
Мы видим то, что на этих
We can see
траекториях
that
нету
on
практически
these
трансляции,
trajectories there is no almost translation.
то есть сустав не двигается
So
вперед.
the joint is not moving forward.
Поэтому
That's why
здесь мы используем
here
дистракционную
we
шину.
are using the distraction splint.
Когда мы дистракционную шину используем,
When we work with distraction splint,
мы не используем траекторию открывания рта.
we're not using the trajectories of the mouth opening for making the design.
Мы работаем уже с цифровым
We
вариатором.
work with a digital variator.
И в таких случаях мы
In this
позиционируем,
case,
уже позиционируем нижнюю челюсть по
position the
вариатору.
lower jaw according to the variator we work with.
То есть мы опускаем суставы вниз.
We put the condyles downward.
Существует два
There
алгоритма.
are two algorithms:
Чистая дистракция
the pure distraction, so
и дистракция с
vertical move,
протрузией.
and distraction with protrusion.
И тот алгоритм работают.
Both algorithms are working.
На сегодняшний момент нету научного
There is no
обоснования
scientific evidence
делать только
to do
дистракцию,
only pure distraction
либо дистракцию с
or
протрузией,
just distraction with protrusion,
либо сначала
or to
дистракцию.
perform initial
А потом
distraction
protrusion.
and then to perform the protrusion.
Мы в свое время тестировали шины с чистой дистракцией
We were testing the splints with pure distraction
и с дистракцией с протрузией.
and with distraction with protrusion.
И тот вариант работает.
Both types are working.
Но не все пациенты.
I want to. Can Javier, может Javier немножко ставить?
Да.
So Javier will also add us something right now.
Okay.
Just a moment, Javier.
Возьми, пожалуйста, себе на ухо.
Я, в принципе, это помогу.
Возьмите эти переводи. I see a lot of confused faces, right? And I don't want to lose the opportunity that you guys really understand what he's showing because it's magnificent. I wish I had that data and that complexity of cases. So I'm gonna, in 10 minutes, just show a little bit of what he's talking about. And I'm gonna make some basic draws that is gonna let us to understand. Oh. Everybody can see here?
Just a moment, Javier. They will close the screen of the projector, so you will be able to put it in the window.
Oh. Done? Yeah. Are you? Okay, so the first thing that we need to understand is that we have an anatomical structure that is the glenoid fossa with the eminence, and that we have a condylar head that has a disc between that is biconcave, and that this condylar head that has the teeth is related with an open arch that we measure in trajectories that go into the incisal edge from this point to this point. That is the line that you see here. But also using trajectories that is showing the path of motion of this condylar here. in an ideal movement, we can have two types of influence. We can have the influences of the trajectories because the teeth can create an interference and I can alter the path of motion of this line that simultaneously will affect the trajectory and alter the movement of this other line. But also can be pathologies where this complex here, without the influence directly to this, can have that this line affect this one and of course this one. It's clear until there, right? So what is ideal in movement? We want lines that they have congruence. I call this the car, the garage, and this the car. And you're always going to need a garage bigger than the car to be allowed to park it properly. And then we need to understand that there is some structures over here that keep the integrity of this. Every joint needs to be congruent, what we call it a closed pack. And the closed pack, it will have a ligament that it goes from here to here, that is the temporomandibular ligament, and a ligament here that goes through here to here, that is called collateral ligament. They keep the integrity of the joint. So what happens is, and we have muscles that goes from here to here, that they will be elevators. So in the dynamics of these lines, because some relation between the car and the garage can alter the relation of this, in some point the disc is going to be out. And the muscle is going to elevate and compress the space. Now that disc is not between. So in motion and movements, it's going to be times where this disc is going to have the capability to get in, but in another times not. Sometimes get in and recapture or lose it, and that will affect all the trajectory and it's all the lines that we can see. That's why the case that he showed at the end that is more complex, you can see that the disc is anteriorly. The muscles elevate by hyperactivity, and it's not letting any space to the disc come back. So it's different mechanisms that we use to be able to try to create a space. And the first one is the mechanism to open the pack. So we're gonna have the condyle and the disc that can be anywhere. And what we need to do is to be able to drop down that condyle to create a space that allows the disc to come back in place. And then the muscles and the fibers, it will tie this up and close the pack again and create a new trajectory of motion that's going to be clean. So you ask me what is normal, is that you have an entrance, an exit, and an entrance that they go to the same point. What we consider a normal is that the patient is biting and we have pathways of